everybody? Welcome back to an episode of the 3 Count Super. And in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the week of the 13th and 14th, and the 20th and the 21st, of course. Talking about NXT and NXT UK. Of course, this is the road to NXT TakeOver War Games, and of course, Survivor Series, where NXT will, like I said in the preview, finally be promoted from the kiddie table to the adults table at Thanksgiving. Now, this video is going up late because I'm super lazy. And that's all you need to know. So let's go ahead and jump into NXT from the 13th. Just kind of blitz through these. Just a generalized opinion. So I have watched these episodes and just my memory's just a bit on point with what happened. So yeah, let's go ahead and start with November the 13th. Kicked off the show with NXT champion Lio Rush defending against Angel Garza. Early in the match, Angel Garza started posing his his impressive physique in front of Lio Rush's wifey, and the champ of the hour didn't seem too happy with that. In the end, however, Lio Rush hit the final hour, and during the pinfall, well, he put away Garza with the final hour. During the pinfall, Garza had his foot on his ropes. Rush noticed it. Referee didn't see it, and Rush knocked it off. So yeah, just a wee bit of controversy here. Next up, we had Xia Li taking on Aaliyah. And this match had a little bit of color towards the finish, as Xia Li just busted Aaliyah's nose up pretty good. She was just spouting blood immediately. She put away Aaliyah, and as soon as the bell rang, trainers came in with a towel and just helped the poor girl out. Whether or not this is a work, I don't know. If it is a work, bravo. There you go, making Xia Li look legit. Next, we had Finn Balor talking some smack about the NXT locker room. And, he had to answer. He got answered by one Matt Riddle, who kind of chased off Finn Balor and called him a putz. Yeah, he literally yelled at putz. Afterwards, we had the Undisputed Era come out and just totally beat down the King of Bros before Tommaso Ciampa and Keith Lee stepped up to chase him off. Keith Lee then got on the mic. This man is so gold. Bask in the glory of his talents. Anyway, he got on the mic looking for a fight, and Roderick Strong stepped up to the plate. And these two put on one hell of a match, beating the absolute hell out of each other. In the end, however, Keith Lee put away Roderick Strong with the jackhammer. And of course, Undisputed Era came in and just kind of laid waste to Ciampa, Riddle, and Lee. Of course, Finn Balor got in on the action, sucker punching Matt Riddle. And of course, who made the save from the Undisputed Era? Feast your eyes, because it was Dijakovic. Dijakovic making the save. He looked Tommaso Ciampa dead in the eyes and said, "I want in." Ciampa said, "Aight." And as soon as Dijakovic turned around, he locked eyes with Keith Lee. Of course, these two having a history of trading wins and losses with each other, including one tie. But there was nothing but respect between these two. And it was made official after they came back from commercial. that Matt Riddle would be taken off of Team Ciampa, and he would be having a match against Finn Balor at TakeOver. Of course, this is recorded post-TakeOver, so I'm not going to tell you how it goes. But Matt Riddle was replaced by Feast Your Dijakovic. Next, we had an absolute killer match between Isaiah, Swerve, Scott, and Bronson Reed, the thick boy from Australia. Of course, Swerve put away the big bad thick boy from Australia. Next, we were going to get a Pete Dunne Damian Priest match, but the Archer of Infamy got taken out by Killian Dane, and of course all three of these guys just proceeded to beat the holy hell out of each other. So yeah. And finally, in the main event, we had a little bit more color as Io Shirai, Little Miss Shirai of Team Baszler, took on Mia Yim of Team Ripley. Of course, it was in a ladder match, and the winner got the advantage for their team heading into War Games. This is an absolute killer match. Mia Yim, just fantastic watching the ring. Of course, we haven't said enough about Io Shirai. That's already been said. She's got the crispiest moonsault in the game. It's just like celery, just that good snap. Down the stretch, however, Mia Yim got cut open the hard way as she was holding the ladder when Io Shirai did a springboard drop kick. She clipped the top of the ladder, just kind of sending it into Mia Yim's head, just giving her a big nasty cut over her forehead. Down the finish, however, Mia Yim had, with some assistance from Dakota Kai, managed to climb up the ladder and get her fingers on, was about to get her fingers on the briefcase when when her and Dakota Kai were cut down by Kay Lee Ray. Yes, Kay Lee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion, pushed the ladder over that Mia Yim was on, and she went careening into another ladder on the outside. Ray then helped Io Shirai get the briefcase, sealing the advantage for Team Shayna going into War Games. Then Shayna Baszler said, "That is our new teammate." So, Kaylee Ray rounded out Team Baszler, and I was so happy that they involved her. Then Shayna Baszler was laid out by, of course, Bayley of SmackDown, who was then chased off by the rest of Team Baszler. That closed out NXT from November 13th. NXT from November 20th. No, I don't want to share that. This was after NXT's invasion of Monday Night Raw and the go home to War Games and Survivor Series. We kicked the show off with my future ex-wife, the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch, looking for a fight. Since Triple H said at the end of Monday Night Raw, Full Sail is an open door arena, boys. I'm sorry. Full Sail has an open door policy. Welcome to come in and leave anytime you like. So come on. Come down to Full Sail and play some games. Anyway, Becky Lynch was looking for a fight when she got answered by, of course, the Nightmare herself, Rhea Ripley. And these two put on an ugly, nasty brawl. Not a match, just a brawl. These two were just clunky and clumsy in a good way all over the ring. And, of course, this ended in a no contest as Shayna Baszler and Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir decided to inflict some wounds on the competition ahead of the weekend. Of course, the Man and the Nightmare decide to work together to drive off the Horsewoman, and it's just a mutual understanding of my enemies. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. For now. Next up, we were going to get the finest Kona Reeves. He was going to have a match against the King of the Bros, Matt Riddle. But Kona Reeves got absolutely drilled with a running drop kick by one and only Ricochet of Monday Night Raw. He stepped up to face Matt Riddle. And these two put on a fantastic match. Down the stretch, however, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro of SmackDown decide to stick their nose in Matt Riddle and Ricochet's business. While Ricochet was distracted, Matt Riddle got the win with a roll-up. And of course, that led to a whole Raw versus SmackDown big battle brawl, which saw Ricochet hit a running crossbody from the ring over the barricade to Cesaro. Just absolutely just unbelievable. Of course, this brawl was just fantastic because there was also Keith Lee dropping Drew McIntyre with a vicious wait, was that? That was towards the end of the episode, wasn't it? Yes, that was towards the end. Never mind. Ignore what I said. But, yeah. Of course, Ricochet hit that dive from the outside. Shit. I lost my place. Hang on. Roderick Strong, who is also there, he drilled Shinsuke Nakamura, who was about to take Matt Riddle out with the Kinshasa, which Matt Riddle versus Shinsuke Nakamura, that's a dream match I'd watch. Anyway, speaking of Matt Riddle, he got taken out by Finn Balor, who used the who was trying to. I'm sorry, Matt Riddle avoided getting taken out by Finn Balor. With Finn Balor, who was using the 1916 DDT, and Balor got a ripcord for his troubles, a ripcord knee. Next was speaking of absolute dream matches, the NXT Tag Team Champions, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, the Undisputed Era, taking on the Revival. Say yeah. The only other two-time NXT Tag Team Champions. This was a just absolute fantastic match. Of course, the Revival, they looked like they were getting choked up just being out there. It must have been a nice homecoming for them. Of course, the fans chanted "Welcome back" to them at the top of the match, and at the end of the match they were chanting "Please don't go." So you can say the feeling was mutual between both parties. However, in the end, the Revival succumbed to Undisputed Era's, they call it total elimination, but why don't they just call it Undisputed Elimination? Yeah, the Undisputed Elimination on Dawson to, send the Revival home. Next was a one-on-one, basically just a match leading into Sunday. It was NXT UK Women's Champion Kay Lee Ray taking on the cute kicking Kiwi Dakota Kai. And this was a nice little match. Of course, Kay Lee Ray got the victory over Dakota Kai. Of course, that devolved into to a brawl between the NXT, SmackDown, and women's divisions. Of course, the whole thing broke down. The whole thing ended after Nikki Cross came in just like a building on fuego, just on fire with a freaking trash can lid, nailing anything that didn't wear a red jersey. Next up, we had the Viking Raiders taking on the Forgotten Sons. This was arguably the Forgotten Sons' best match yet, for as little as anybody actually cares about them. They were holding their own against the Viking Raiders. They even did a bunch of cartwheels when Hanson started busting out the cartwheels. But, however, in the end, the Forgotten Sons were forgotten yet again as the Viking Raiders put them away with the Viking Experience. Still a god-awful name. Yeah, that's it. Alright. And finally, in the main event, it was the NXT champion, Adam Cole, baby, taking on Feast Your Donovan Dijakovic, or Dominic Dijakovic, in a War Games Advantage ladder match. And can we just say, Adam Cole should be the freaking just wrestler of the year, because this man has just been kicking his own ass the week of War Games and Survivor Series. The absolute biggest match of, the absolute biggest weekend of his career. And he is just killing himself. Like, metaphorically, not literally. Yeah, he put on a hard-fought affair against Dijakovic. However, in the end, the Panama City Playboy got the victory. His team will have the advantage going into War Games. Of course, that's what prompted the big team battle between all three brands. And of course, we had some great stuff like Keith Lee dropping Drew McIntyre with a vicious Spirit Bomb, a last ride power bomb. Had Keith Lee and Hanson doing a double tope to the outside. Of course, Adam Cole was going face-to-face with Seth Rollins, which, boo, Seth Rollins. Even the fans were in agreement because they kept chanting, Seth Rollins isn't cool, which he's not. Anyway, Cole and... almost called him Ricochet. Cole and Rollins duke it out for a good while. Adam Cole gets knocked to the outside, and of course, Daddy's home as Tommaso Ciampa makes his way down the ramp. He just takes his sweet time going down there. No hurry, no hustle, no nothing. Gets to the steps, and is halfway up the steps, steps off, and then just drills Adam Cole with a running knee. And then Tommaso Ciampa then just climbs in the ring ever so slowly, and just like two bulls, just him and Rollins just start circling each other. And then the show ends with them trading blows. Yeah. Ugh. That was NXT leading up to Survivor Series. So let's go ahead and talk about NXT UK from the 14th. We had we kicked off the show with Kay Lee Ray making short work of Xia Brookside. Travis Banks beating Ligero with some assistance from Joseph Connors, who laid in some cheap shots on Ligero, which allowed Travis Banks to get the victory. And as soon as Travis Banks got the victory, Joseph Connors took him out. And finally, in the main event of the November 14th edition of NXT UK, we had an absolute killer match as Tyler Bate, the big strong boy of Mustache Mountain, took on Cassius Ohno, and of course, Tyler Bate got the victory over the Wrestling Genius. Next, from the 21st edition of NXT UK. We kicked off the show with Trent Seven taking on the finest Kona Reeves. He got his ass beat, and Trent Seven took home the victory. Next, we had another showcase for A-Kid as he defeated Jack Stars. Then we had a promo from the grizzled Young Vets, who were basically demanding a match against the Gallus Boys at TakeOver Blackpool 2. Speaking of TakeOver Blackpool 2, that's going to take place... Does it say on here? No, it doesn't say on here. Damn it. Anyway, it's going to take place in January, and January shaping up to be a damn good month for wrestling. But, yeah. Apparently it's sold out in under 2 hours. That's pretty good. Anyway, next we had the debut of Ridge Holland as he defeated Oliver Carter. Of course, Ridge Holland is just NXT's Luke Menzies, just kind of repackaged and re-debuted. And finally, in the main event, we... Oh. Okay. Sorry, just saw a .com thing that happened that I didn't know about. Anyway, we'll get to it in a bit. Next week, and finally, we had temporary Gallus ally Ilya Dragunov taking on Alexander Wolf. These guys put on one hell of a performance. However, Alexander Wolf got the assistance, I believe, through the... Yeah. He got the victory using, of course, Gallus's trademark move, the powerbomb. Of course, afterwards, all 4 men of Gallus beat down on Ilya Dragunov, which prompted Dragunov's temporary allies, Gallus, them Gallus boys, to drive off the Imperium boys from the Sacred Ring. And then it was made official on WWE.com that Imperium will take on the team of Gallus and Ilya Dragunov. It's going to be fantastic. Anyway, that is 3 Count Super on NXT and NXT UK. Anyway, I got one more video to catch up on, and then I'm all caught up. Anyway, that being said, you know what time it is for us. If you miss Rod's ugly face, but not... let me try that again. I botched my own thing. If you miss Rod's opinions, but not his ugly face, he has a podcast, Prime Talk with Rodibus Prime, on the CastBox app. Check it out. That being said, I'm War Machine MJ, the face of the 3 Count Mafia. I'll see you guys next time.